ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दत्तात्रेयं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन कालिंदी जमुना जय जय महावान। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। केसी घाट वंशी वाट द्वादशा कनान जहाँ सभा लीला कोइलो श्रीनंदनंदन। श्रीनंद यशोदा जय जय गोपगान श्रीदामादि जय जय धेनो वत्सगान। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। जय वृषभानु जय कितीदा सुंदरी जय पौर्णमासी जय अबीरनगारी। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। जय जय गोपीश्वर वृंदावन माज जय जय कृष्ण सखा बतु द्विजरा। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। जय राम घाट जय रोहिणी नंदन जय जय वृंदावन बासी जत जान। जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ Madana Mohan. Jaya Dvija Patni Jaya Naga Kanyagan Bhakti Tejahara Pailo Govinda Charana Sri Rasa Mandala Jaya Jaya Radha Syam Jaya Jaya Rasa Leela Sarva Manoram Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Sri Govinda Gopinata Madana Mohan Sri Rasa Sri Jaya Jaya Ujjvala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sar Parakiya Bhave Jaha Brajete Prachar Sri Jahnava Pada Padma Kuriya Smarana Dina Krishna Dase Kahe Nama Sankirtan Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavana Sri Govinda Gopinata Madana Mohan. All glories to Radha and Krishna and the divine forest of Vrindavan. All glories to the three presiding deities of Vrindavan, Radha Govinda Dev, Sri Radha Gopinath, Sri Radha Madan Mohan. This is a beautiful bhajan written by Krishna Das. All glories to Shyamakund, all glories to Radhakund, all glories to Govardhan Hill, all glories to the Yamuna River Kalindi, all glories to the great forest known as Mahavan, where Krishna and Balram displayed all of their childhood pastimes. All glories to Kesi God, where Krishna killed the Kesi demon. All glories to the Vamsi water tree, where Krishna attracted all the gopis to come by playing his flute. Glories to all the 12 forests of Raja. At these places, the son of Nanda, Sri Krishna, performed all his pastimes. All glories to Krishna's divine father and mother Nanda and Yashoda. All glories to the cohort boys, headed by Sri Dama, the older brother of Srimati Radharani. Ananga Manjari. All glories to the cows and calves of Raja. All glories to Srimati Radharani's divine father and mother Vrishabhanu and beautiful Kittida, mother. All glories to Purnamasi, the mother of Sandipani Muni, a grandmother of Madhumangal and Nandimukhi and beloved disciple of Devarshi Narada, all glories to the young cohort maidens of Vraja, all glories to Gopishwara Shiva, who resides in Vrindavan in order to protect the holy Dham, all glories to Krishna's funny Balaram friend Madhumangal, all glories to Ramagata, where Lord Balaram performed his Rasa dance, all glories to Lord Balarama, son of Rohini, the son of Rohini. All glories to all the residents of Vrindavan. All glories to the wives of the proud Vedic Brahmanas. All glories to the wives of the Kaliya serpent. Through pure devotion, they all obtained the lotus feet of Lord Govinda. All glories to the place where the Rasa dance of Sri Krishna was performed. All glories to Radha and Shyam. All glories to the divine Rasa dance, which is the most beautiful of all Lord Krishna's pastimes. All glories to the mellow of conjugal love, which is the most excellent of all rasas, and is propagated in Raja by Sri Krishna in the form of divine Parakya Ras, Bhav, Paramur love. Remembering the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda's consort, Sri Jahnava Devi, this very fallen lowly servant of Sri Krishna, sings the Sankirtan of the holy name. Reading from the Nectar of Devotion, Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu,
Krishna, Krishna.
pure lines. I think we have studied this nectar devotion, especially this particular chapter already Prabhu has covered, but quickly go over the important aspects. In the previous class, we mentioned in the chapter 1, the nectar devotion specifically talks about as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given at Prayag, the nectar in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 19, verse number 108, I think 102 or 108. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining to Sanatana Goswami that तुम्हारा बाई रूपे शक्ति संचारिला प्रयागे मिला तुम्हारे भाई रूपे शक्ति संचार ಇಲ್ಲ. I have empowered your brother with Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Pranta. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Pranta. I have given him the details of Krishna Tattva and Bhakti Tattva, devotion service, mellows of devotion service, and Rasa Tattva. So all these three aspects in great detail. Krishna Shakti Nahi Vina Tari Pravartan. So unless one is empowered, as Ramananda Roy and all of them are describing, how is that Rupa Goswami knew all these details? Then unless you have empowered, so because you have empowered him fully, all your full blessings, so that's why he is able to know your heart, what is there in your heart, whatever you are thinking. So that is the specialty of Rupa Goswami, as we are followers of Rupa Goswami. And then further, we can see that there is a 4 divisions as described in the previously: Eastern Division, Western Division, Northern, Southern Division. So we are in the beginning of first section, part 1, where we have Eastern Division, which describes the first chapter, 6 characteristics of pure devotion service. In that, there is 3 categories of bhakti: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, prema bhakti. Or why the sadhana bhakti? We can call first one, which has 2 characteristics. The 6 characteristics of kleshagni, subhada, moksha lagutakru, sudurlabha, sandrananda visheshatma, Sri Krishna, 6 characteristics. Each of these are divided into these 3 categories of bhakti, which is sadhana bhakti, which we are doing, why the sadhana bhakti, with rules and regulations in the beginning stage of bhakti, which are first 2 are coming under that category, which are kleshagni, it removes sinful activities and it is very auspicious, subhada. These 2 are coming under this sadhana bhakti. And you look at Bhava Bhakti, additional 2 comes into that, which is it gives liberation, moksha lagutakrut, and also it is Sudurlabha. It's very rare to come to that. Bhava Bhakti is very rare. It's not easy to come to Bhava Bhakti. To attain liberation is not easy either. So both of them. So those 2 characteristics are on the Bhava Bhakti. Now all 6, and now for the Prema Bhakti, other 2 characteristics gets added, which is Sandrananda Visheshatma, ecstatic concentrated bliss, day in, day out, 24/7. They are releasing so much. Vayantuna Vitrapyama Vattama Sloka Vikrame, Srunvatam Rasagnanam Swadu Swadu Pade Pade. As Savanakanda, other rishis are telling that. So we never tire of hearing this Krishna Katha. So like that, these pure devotees, they never tired of thinking of Krishna, relishing Krishna's pastimes, his qualities, his attributes, his beautiful form, drinking the nectar of his beautiful form. So that is what will be continuously done by the pure devotees. So that's why Sandrananda Visheshatma is the characteristics of not sadhana bhakti, not bhava bhakti, it's prema bhakti. And then the last characteristic is Sri Krishna Akarshani. Lord Krishna himself gets attracted, whom he will be sold to those, especially those who are in the pure devotion service. The path of pure devotion, Krishna gets attracted, like Yasodamai, like the cowherd boys. So that's what when he mentioned to Durvas Muni, he mentioned to many places. To Uddhava also, he mentions, no one is dear to me, even more than Balaram, more than Lakshmi. My pure devotees are dear to me. So again and again, Sadhava Hridayam Yam Sadhunam Hridayam Tu Aham Teramam Janante Teramanagopi. So I'm there in my heart of my pure devotees. They only know about me and I only know them. So that is where the last 2 characteristics of Krishna pure devotion stage, Prema Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti. That is in the first chapter, so that we understand the clear difference. And 2 verses we have to remember in Nectar of Devotion in the beginning chapters as well. First verse is, if one wants to quickly advance and see the Lord Krishna face to face in the heart of the soul, in the heart where the soul is there, super soul is also there. If one wants to see, first verse is Canto 2, chapter 4, verse number 8, Parikshit Maharaj saying, and wonderful purport is there, Prabhupada is giving. Srunotam Sadhya Nityam, Grunanti Swachestitam, Kalena Ati Dirgena, Bhagavan Visate Hudi. Very quickly, Lord Krishna will reveal himself in the heart of the practitioner when one who is with rapt attention every day, Nityam. Srunotam Shraddhaya, with great faith and great attention, with great submission, is hearing regularly. From whom? From those who are so advanced devotees. So from them, not from professional reciters. There is another verse also related to this verse. There, where this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 23. Which verse I don't remember. This is in Sanatana Goswami Siksha, 22 chapter, I think. Yeah, 22 chapter, where he is describing Sri Bhagavata Ardhanam Rasiko Asayo Saha. What is it? Snigdhasya, I'm forgetting the last two lines, where if one wants to release Srimad Bhagavatam, understand the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, you must take the association of those who are snigdhas, who are advanced, deeply attached to the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, deeply attached to the previous acharyas. And there in the purport elaborately, don't hear from those who are maintaining their family by discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. That also is mentioned. So many points, almost full paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is writing, whom we should not hear from. They may have Kantimala, they may have Tilak and everything, but not. So these things has to be understood. So that otherwise the transformation won't be there. Because Bhagavatam is not for some other purpose. Bhagavatam is only meant to glorify Krishna, only to give pleasure to Guru and Krishna. That is the one and only sole purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's why it has to be heard from the right sources. So, Pranatam Shraddhaya Nityam Grananti Swache Sthitam Kalena Naati, then Kalena Naati Dirgyan. Very quickly it will happen. As per it is mentioned, one must hear from the pure devotees. So that's why I've been stressing for last many classes now. Still, Prabhupada, one must make it a point, 5 to 10 minutes a day, if not more, one must hear from Sri Prabhupada. Is the Sampradaya Acharya. So that's why one must hear. And then spiritual master, then others. So in this way. And then connected to this verse, with one point attention one must hear. That also has to be connected with this verse. That is in the first canto, chapter 2, verse number 14. Tasmad ekena manasa Bhagavan Satatampati, who is the dearmost to his devotees, ekena manasa, one point attention, one and only worship to only Lord Krishna only. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna only, one and only. Tasmad ekena mana Bhagavan Satatampati, Srotavyasya, Kirtitavyasya, Smartavyasya, Deya, Puja, Nityada. Four things. Every day, everyone is doing these four things. Material activities. Is hearing, is glorifying, and is remembering, is worshipping. These four things everyone is doing. It is not for Krishna, it is done for some material purpose. Those four things has to be transformed into Bhakti, to Krishna. Divert those to Krishna consciousness, to Guru and Krishna. Then with one point attention to Krishna only, not for any other motives, only to please Guru and Krishna. Then that is what actually nectar devotion is teaching. Pure devotion service means with one point attention only to please Guru and Krishna, not for liberation, not for gaining anything in return, but simply to only please Guru and Krishna. That is the essence and the crux of nectar devotion. Then only we'll taste some pleasure. कुछ स्वाद मिलेगा तभी, नहीं है तो कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है. Flickering happiness milega thoda, but if you really want the real happiness internally, so is oozing out, bhakti is oozing out from our every skin, every pore, then we have to really do it only for Guru and Krishna. So these two are the two verses one should first know before we enter into this execution of devotion service. Now this execution of devoted 64 items, Sri Prabhupada is commenting and Sri Vaswanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving commentary. The first 10 items are preliminary. There are three categories here. First category is pravrutti, accepting positive, favorable things. Second category is called nivrutti, rejecting what is not good, what is not going to help us to be attaining Krishna's service, attaining Krishna prema, or pleasing Krishna. That is, we have to avoid this. That is rejecting or avoiding. This is called nivrutti. First one is pravritti, first 10, second category nivritti. And these first 20 are important if one wants to come to the perfect their sadhana bhakti itself. To practice and perfect, one must know these 20 things, one must try to practice it. Within these 20, these are called doorstep to enter into bhakti ras. Even further, within these 20, there are three of them are even more important. So Vishwanath Chakravarti is commenting, and Prabhupada is as it is. Most of the books, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, Nectar Devotion, most of the books, Prabhupada, most of the majority of the points takes from Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Because he's the Rasika Acharya, he takes always side of the devotee more than the Lord. Because Lord is very cunning. Lord can it's not easy to get Krishna Prema from Lord directly. But when his devotee, pure devotee is pleased, then Krishna has no choice. He has to give. So that's why he takes the position of his pure devotees, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So very expert in presenting the Bhagavat essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's why Prabhupada is presenting. What are those three things? The first 10 things. I think you heard already 3 classes. Can somebody tell me the first category of 10? First category of 10 without looking at this page? Can somebody tell me? Those who have joined first 3 classes. You can unmute and tell me. Don't look at the page here because it is listed there. We should know because Prabhupada has clearly said, Nectar was first lecture itself, Prabhupada said, don't waste time. Read again and again, repeatedly. Prabhupada is calling out in Nectar Devotion lecture, especially stressing so much about Nectar Devotion because it is not his order. It is the order of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada. He instructed Prabhupada to read regularly every day. And I know from my Guru Maharaj, from beginning lectures itself, I heard even recently also he is telling, keep talking about Nectar Devotion. So because this is Prabhupada's stress, this is not only Prabhupada, his spiritual master stress. You can understand how important it is Nectar Devotion. Because unless we understand what is devotion service means, what are the angas, what to practice, what to avoid, then what are we going to practice on a daily basis? We have to know in and out of this particular chapter. So we should know. Like 3 classes we heard means we have to know. So their first point is the Prabhupada repeats. If you have heard Prabhupada lecture, then you will know these 6 things by heart. In your memory, it will be there. If you haven't heard Prabhupada lecture, then you don't even know what the 6 are. First one is Adav Guru Ashrayam or Guru Padashraya. It is called Sanskrit. Means first step is taking shelter of the spiritual master, and then second step is initiation. So Adav Guru Ashrayam or Guru Padashraya. That is the first step. Out of 20, the 3 things Prabhupada is calling out, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is calling out, other acharyas is calling. These are the doorstep to enter into Bhakti Ras. To taste the Bhakti, to attain Krishna Prema, to chant, to hear, to remember, to do anything, any of the angas. These 3 things are important. First is Guru Padashraya. Then Krishna Dikshadi Sikshana, which means Prabhupada is translating Krishna Dikshadi Sikshana, to give initiation to connect with Krishna. Guru is giving initiation for what? For himself? No. He is giving initiation to the practitioner to connect the bhakta, devotee, to Krishna. He is only a connecting rod. He is like a pipe. He is taking from this side and then giving it to previous Acharya, goes to Srimad Radharani and Nityananda Balram and presenting it to Krishna. One day Krishna Jagat Guru. He is original Guru is Krishna. Everybody is passing up to all the way to Krishna. That is what they are. So that is Krishna Dikshadi Sikshana. That is what in Sanskrit term it's called. Here Prabhupada is calling about initiating, getting initiation from spiritual master and taking instructions and serving an instruction. Taking instruction. Now the third one is after initiation, after you take initiation, what you are supposed to do. What we are supposed to do. Vishrambena Sevanam. Vishrambena Gurura Sevan. So these 3 things are very, very prominent and important, most important. Yes, we may question. Now we may have question. I heard before in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Sanatana Siksha, there are 5 angas. Even in this also you will see at the end after 64. Then where is this question? Then where these 3 things are not mentioned there? Where it says at the end, out of 64, 5 are important. Panchanga Bhakti. What those Panchanga are? Can somebody tell me? You can unmute and tell me. We have to know. Even if you miss one, it's okay. We have to know. At least one person, one devotee should tell, at least. These classes are arranged so that we understand, we note down, we remember it. Yeah, otherwise, it's not so good.
Hare
Nothing.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Then with Pranam, all goes to Srila Prabhupada.
Go ahead.
So, Prabhuji, are you asking about the 5 types of bhakti, that is conjugal love and the
No,
parental
5
love?
angas. Panchanga Bhakti. These are 64 angas, 64 limbs of devotion service. There are first 10 principle pravrutti, second 10 principle nivrutti. These are first 20 are important for them. Then there is a 44, third category. At the end, after these 3 things, these 64 things are listed, then Prabhupada is saying, out of these, 5 are prominent. I will give the first one. Sadhu Sangha.
Can I say, Prabhuji?
Out of 5,
Shravanam
I am
Kirtanam.
giving you one Sadhu Sangha. Tell me the other 4.
Shravanam Kirtanam.
No.
To chant the holy Hare Krishna mantra, to read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita daily, to offer services to the deity in the house and in the temple. Reciting the
Yes, correct. So
to live in the holy place.
Thank you.
And 5th is to read chanting, reading, chanting, deity service, association with the devotees.
Yes, that is also. We will get a one Mahaprasad plate. So next time you see me, please ask me. I will give you the Mahaprasad plate. So Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravan, Mathura Vas, Sri Murtir, Shraddhaya Sevam. Not just Sevam, Shraddhaya Sevam. Great faith and veneration, respect. These are the 5 things. In general, if you look at the deity worship, can somebody do deity worship without getting initiated? Not possible. Somebody has to be initiated. So that is already default included in that. Bhagavad Shravan. Wherever you look at, I quoted the earlier verse. Srimad Bhagavat Ardhanam. Rasiko Asaya Swa. Snigdha. I'm forgetting third and fourth line. So that verse, if you look at the purport clearly, one must hear Srimad Bhagavatam from the pure devotee of thought, from a bona fide spiritual master. Most of the places wherever the Bhagavatam essence, if one wants to understand, it is talking about pure devotee, spiritual, bona fide spiritual. That means you have to be initiated. And so there also, pretty much in a Nam Sankirtan, but even for the holy name to even actually really generate the seed of bhakti is shown by that. So pretty much in all these categories, even to stay in Mudra was also there also is mentioned in the nectar of instruction what is Rupa Goswami saying. तन्नाम रूप चरिताद सुकीर्तनानु अनुस्मृत्यो तिष्ठन् भजे तद अनुरागी जनानुगामी कालम नयेदिति उपदेश सार is telling that in order for you to enter into Raganuga Bhakti through Ragatmika Bhakti means one who has spontaneous devotion. Who has it? Vrindavan Vasis, Vrajavasis, Rupa Goswami, 6 Goswamis, and other pure devotees, they have it. By following them, we attain Raganuga Bhakti. Those who are Ragatmika, those are spontaneous, you attain Raganuga Bhakti. So you following them, then you can stay in Vrindavan, you can stay in holy place. Not just otherwise. You cannot just directly go. Without following the bona fide spiritual, you can't go. So pretty much in everything, these 5 angas as underlying point is these first 3 categories. So because you may have questions, then 5, first says 3 are important, then nowadays is 5, then these 3 things are not, these 2 are not related, then how is it that? So I just want to clarify that so that we are clear. And out of these 64, these 3 are first prominent. Adav Guru Ashrayam, which is Guru Padashraya, and then Krishna Dikshadi Sikshanam, taking initiation and asking questions, serving with a great respect. Visrambayana Sevana, that is the third one. And then the fourth, these 3 things are very important out of 20. These 3, please note down this. See, we should know, because otherwise Prabhupada wanted every one of us to know these three things. Out of these first 10, these three things are prominent. There are 6 of them related to spiritual master. Out of those, 3 are prominent. Other Guru Ashram, Guru Padash, Krishna Dikshadi Sikshanam. Third is Vishrambhena Guru Seva. Prabhupada has so many classes, so many purports, you will see these exact Sanskrit words. I'm not coming up with from some other book. This is Prabhupada's lectures and Prabhupada books only I'm talking about. And then the fourth category is Sadhu Margan Gamanam, Sadhu Vartaman Vartam. So following in the footsteps of the sadhus, pure devotees, and asking questions from the spiritual master how to advance in Krishna consciousness. And these are the first 5 and 6 categories, 6 of them, as in this verse, in this particular point. We'll see that accepting the shelter of spiritual master, that's what we become initiated. That is obeying the orders of spiritual master, which is that one. That is Vishrambhena Sevanam. Fourth one, following the footsteps sadhu marganu gamanam. Then inquiring sadhu vartamanu vartanam, the fifth category. And then sixth one, to prepare to give up anything material for the satisfaction of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. This is Bhoga Tyagadi Krishna Ketave. Bhoga Tyaga means accept accepting things for Krishna's pleasure. In general, we may not want to accept. It could be service, it could be anything. Guru may instruct. Study these books, chant these many rounds. So far, maybe we might be chanting only 4. Suddenly, advanced devotee or pure devotee says, now to tomorrow onward, chant 16 rounds. Like Sovan Bhav Prabhu used to be there. You are chanting only maybe 8, 4, maybe 10. I don't know. I don't remember exact. Then Bhakti Maharaj said, no, tomorrow onward you are chanting 16 rounds. That's it. Then he started and then he never stopped. So like that. And sometimes Acharya says, then that's it. Some take, many may not take it up. But one who takes, then automatically mercy is flowing. So this is very important. Sadhu Margan accepting. Bhoga Tyaga Krishna is Ahitavi. For Krishna's pleasure, for Acharya's pleasure. Guru's pleasure is Krishna's pleasure. Whatever Guru doesn't have any separate agenda. Whatever Krishna's agenda, that is Guru's agenda. So Bhoga and Tyaga. And reject. Whatever is not allowing to come close to Krishna, we are ready to reject. Many times we are not ready to reject. Guru says, don't do this. But then again and again we will do the same things. Because we like it. We like to do that. So that's why we don't want to follow. So those things has to be given up. Even to perfect, even to practice and perfect. Even to practice and also to perfect this sadhana bhakti. First, we are not talking bhava bhakti. We are not talking prema bhakti. To even to come to this practice of sadhana bhakti and perfecting sadhana bhakti, to enter into bhava bhakti, these things has to be understood and try to learn and try to practice. It takes time, but at least we have to know it theoretically, so that at least in practice we can try to avoid or eliminate and try to fix these problems, whatever we are lacking of, whatever shortcomings we have in our practice. So it cannot be just theory. You can go on hearing lectures, but we don't do anything. We don't make any changes. We have to make changes. As we go along, we have to make gradually changes in our lifestyle, in our actions, in our behaviors. Its bhakti is to change our behaviors. So change our lifestyle. So that is the whole Esopanus is telling that only. Changing our lifestyle, changing our culture. So vision, guidelines, praise is giving for that only, for that purpose only, fundamentals. So that is the sixth category, sixth one. The seventh is residing in a second. This comes in 2 places. In the 64th also, it comes in the third category of 44 items also. It again talks about residing in a holy place, but it cannot. We cannot just go directly. That is not a good practice. Always taking the instruction from the aspirant. If we are initiated or taken shelter or aspiring, we must consult that guru, not so other gurus. Otherwise, you have no importance, no attachment to that guru. You have taken initiation from someone, and then you will ask hundreds of people, but you don't ask. Then why to take initiation from the spiritual master then? You have no respect, you have no faith. It's not a good proposal. Krishna will never like those kind of things. Because what is the meaning otherwise? What is surrender to spiritual master means? These are the important decisions. It's not simply we decide on by our whimsical ideas and thoughts. That's not That's not bhakti. So number 8, accepting only what is necessary or dealing with the material world only as far as necessary. That means you have so many things to enjoy, but we should accept to the extent it needs. Body needs enough sleep, body needs enough food, body needs some kind of recreation, whatever. So these things has to be taken to the extent we need, not more, not less. Okay, we need car to go to job, to come to temple. Yes, you can buy to the extent you may not need Rolls Royce. Whatever is needed, we should buy. Not so again, you can choose, but at least that is the basics of it. There are so many discretions we have to apply there. Number 9, observing the fasting day on Ekadasi. Tomorrow is Ekadasi, and also next Friday is also fasting till noon. Still Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Thirubhav. Very important days. Tomorrow is very important day. Try to improve chanting, increase rounds, make sure that is the first and foremost. These Ekadasi means this is called in Sanskrit um, Harivasara Saman. Harivasara Saman. Worshipping what is dear to Lord Hari, Lord Krishna, which is Ekadasi. So that's why we have to chant. What is dear most? What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu likes, even if you are not offering anything. So that's as soon as we wake up, don't try to open the altar and try to do the arati and puja. And okay, if you are doing Mangala arati, then doing chanting and all, fine. But not just simply open and try to offer. No, first business is to chant. First few rounds. Anywhere, if you are in the altar or if you are at the home also, first one round. Without chanting one round, don't do any service because you will have no attention. And you have to hear class also because those who are not hearing class, not chanting properly and try to do service, no attention. Always criticizing, finding faults, and always something other will come because we are not hearing, not reading Prabhupada's books, not chanting either properly, and we jump directly to service. Service is good, but then what kind of service we'll do there? We'll be talking Prajalpa, we'll do so many things, not attentive. Ideally, when we are serving, either we have to hear Prabhupada class, Prabhupada lecture. No other talk should go on. Is that what we are going to give it to Krishna? It is not a good proposal. So these things have to be considered. So that's what Ekadasi means, strictly for Guru and Krishna's pleasure. So we have to increase the time for Krishna, reduce the time for eating, increase the time. You can eat 3 times, 10 times, no problem. But at least it should be better than other days. You are chanting 16 rounds. That day, at least you increase quality round. If you can increase more rounds. If you cannot increase, fine, but at least you do quality rounds. Try to do in the morning. So that is the specialty of Ekadasi. Otherwise, simply just another day. Oh, why Ekadasi came over? So I can't eat now. These many things I wanted to. Then it's no point. We have no taste. We should develop some taste for Ekadasi. Because just following Ekadasi in a year, dedicatedly, strictly trying to chant better, we can go back home, back to Godhead in this life. Just do one Ekadasi day. If you really perfect the days of Ekadasi, we can go back. Because Ekadasi can give that power. It has the power. Only we are not utilizing it. That is the problem. So we should let's use it up. Use the tomorrow's day, very important day. Worshipping sacred tree is like banyan tree or Ashwagandha tree, so or other relative which are dear to, or Amalaki tree. In some places it is mentioned. So, or in the Sanskrit word, it is there. Amalaki also is there. These are the first 10 principles. These are pravrutti. You will see that this is accepting or favorable to Krishna. All this, and the next 10, you can see that Prabhupada is making preliminary necessities for beginning. Preliminary necessity, that means foremost important, all these things. And the next 10 category also, we are seeing one should reject these. Now these are rejecting. So, first principle, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing Sanatana Goswami. Asat Sangha, Ye Vaishnavachar, what is that? Stri Sangi, Krishna Abhakta, not Krishna Bhakta. Krishna Abhakta means one who is not a non-devotee of Krishna, one who is, womanizer and all those things. We should try to avoid those. Intimate association. Because we don't know who the person is, because we have to go to work, we have to go to grocery shop, we have to go different places, then we don't even know who the other person is. That's okay. But we don't intimately associate with those who are not, worshipping Krishna, not practicing bhakti wherever possible. So that is the first principle. Asat Sanga Tyag. One should rigidly give up the company of non-devotees because we are not pure. For pure devotee, no problem. He can associate with anybody. He doesn't get any distracted. But for us, our chanting gets affected, our devotion service gets affected, so faith gets affected. So many things will happen. That's why this is generally given. One should not instruct a person who is not desirous of accepting. This is there in the chanting of the holy name. 10 offenses of chanting of the holy name. In the second category of related to the holy name, imagination, instructing faithless person. This is that is there in this category. For pure devotee, he can do. But for us, in the Kanishthadikari stage, it's not a good proposal. Because you may lose faith. You may do some things. You may become envious, critical, or blaspheme. Then we are there, we are getting reaction also. So that's why we should try to avoid. One is now desire. You can give prasad, no problem. But most of the time, people take prasad. So, or you don't even need to say prasad. So for those who are, when you know that person may not even, then you don't even say prasad. A nice sweet, take it. You will accept it. If you take prasad, then he sometimes they have the envious attitude to even prasadam also. So that's why you have to see the other person, what is, and then accordingly give accordingly. One should not be very enthusiastic about constructing costly temples or monasteries. So that's not the main purpose. These should be avoided. Not be enthusiastic just to build, to show. It's not a show. Bhakti is. So the fourth, one should not try to read too many books. Or not should one develop the idea of earning his livelihood. Here itself clearly point is made. So Srimad Bhagavatam is only meant for Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj. Were they doing a professional reciters? Were they getting money? No. So that is why Prabhupada clearly making, and here also Rupa Goswami is making this point. So that's what we should hear from those who are sincerely only for Guru and Krishna's prayer they are doing. From them we should hear. So one should not try to read many books. Prabhupada has given enough books. We should read first. If you finish those books, then you can read other books. And so that's why we have to make that a clear point. Not read so many books, and then it's not going to be good for us. Number 5. I forgot to say the Pancha Samskar. I'll come to that. Once I finish, I'll mention about the Pancha Samskar. Then 5 is one should not be neglectful in ordinary dealings. So this is in the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's 4 categories of Anartha Nivritti. In the one category as aparad. One category is Hridaya Daurbalyam, weakness of the heart. One category is Swarupa Vibrama. Yeah. Swarupa Vibrama, Sadhya Sadhana Vibrama, Tattva Vibrama, Virodha Vibrama. That is one category. One category is Hridaya Daurbalyam, weakness of the heart. One category is Aparad. One category is, I think, Asat Trishna, I think. These are the 4 categories of Anarthas. So in the Aparad category, Jiva Himsam. That also, there are 6 or 7 he lists from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In that 7th one is Jiva. Being, even to the ordinary Jiva, not even a devotee, but just any Jiva. So that is what here has been mentioned. One should not be, where is that? One should not give unnecessary trouble to any living entity. May not be a devotee, but still. Because why to give? Because reaction will be there. So I have to give one example also. In general, for these first 20, as we talked about spiritual master and all, 3 modes of material nature. Bhagavad Das shares Prabhupada's memory. So I'll mention that also. So let's finish this second set of 10. One should not disrespect the demigod. This is also part of that second offense. Blasphemy. In the second is thinking of Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva is independent or equal to. Both are an offense. So because just like you have a master and a servant in a business or in a company or anywhere. No master will like no servant generally. Ideal servant, ideal master I'm talking about. No ideal servant will like to sit on the same position as master. Or somebody is glorifying him. Oh, you are like the master and servant is there. Somebody is glorifying like that. No ideal servant will like that. So it's not a good proposal. So like that. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva are the servants of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. If somebody is they themselves will not like, first of all. Because they themselves, their position is servant. and somebody is seeing and glorifying them as a master. You are the master. They will not like it. So that's why thinking either independently or equal to Lord Vishnu is an offense. That is the second offense. So that means also disrespecting is also there in that way. So we offer one time, where was that? In somewhere in, I think, Amritsar or some place in India, Prabhupada is going, I think Durga temple opening or somewhere, I think Surat. Yeah, around Surat. There Prabhupada told his disciple, Western disciple, just follow me the way I am. So then he offered obeisances on the right side. Like when we enter into the temple, our left side is towards deities because always left side. If you look at Srimad Radharani, where she is, left side of Krishna. So that's why when we offer, we are the energy. She is the internal energy, we are the marginal energy. So both are on the left side. So that when we offer obeisances, we offer to left side. Right side is Guru. Same way, so the Durga Devi, when Prabhupada offered, he offered on the right side. So same as disciples, all other disciples also offered right side. So that's how we should offer our respects to the demigod. Not on the left side. Left side is only for Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Right side you can offer to the spiritual master or to the demigods. It's fine. But for Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, it has to be only, we should be towards the left side. That's how we should go down. That is our Sampradaya Siddhanta. We should follow what is being. If you see somebody doing differently, you can instruct them. Nicely, softly, you can tell them, Prabhu, this is the way we should do. Not straight, not putting the feet to Prabhupada or something. We should tell them what we know. We don't need to become scholars. Whatever we know, we should let others know if they are doing wrong, as per in the temple. One should carefully avoid the various offenses in chanting the holy name of the Lord and worshipping the deity in the temple. In the ninth category, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives Nam Aparad, Seva Aparad, Dam Aparad, Jiva Aparad, Vaishnava Aparad. What else? I'm forgetting one category. Total 7 categories he lists. So here also 10 offenses. So that also I've been discussing in a lot of multiple classes. Made it easier to remember. We don't even need to look at the paper. We should know these things. 10 offenses chanting. Before chanting, before you pick up the beads, you should meditate on those 10 offenses. First category is the Vaishnava, Deva, Sadhu, the Guru, and Shastra. Nindan. Blaspheming Vaishnavas, blaspheming the demigods equal to or independent, that is Deva. Third is the Guru. Fourth is Shastra. These are the first category. Under that, there are 4 of them: Vaishnava, Deva, Guru, Shastra. And the second category is holy name, imagination, interpretation, committing sin, ritualistic, instructing, faithless person. The first one, inattentive. These are the 6. The second category. This way we should remember, make it simple. That's it. So that you don't need to read anywhere we are, we can remember, meditate, and then start chanting. So that, and then we should try to avoid these 10 things. More we know, more we remember, we will be alert not to make those offenses. So that we can go from Nama Aparad to Nama Bha stage. If we don't meditate, we don't even know then how we are going to avoid it. So that's why Prabhupada has made that point in each and every temple before we chant in the morning, we read that. So that is the purpose. So that's what we have to follow. Whatever Prabhupada has given process, we have to follow. The 10th item. One should be very intolerant towards the blasphemy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna or his devotees. Is already mentioned in Kamsa's pastime, I think, who's telling? Narada is telling. I think Narada is telling. Ayush, Sriya, and so many things will be lost. Is somebody Mahat Vetikramat? Yeah, Lord may accept it, but in general, I think Prabhupada quotes, Acharyas quote from different scriptures that one will go to hell if you blaspheme the Lord for many lifetimes. So that's why it is not a good proposal. We have to leave that place. Either we have to correct that person if you have a capacity, or we have to leave that place, or we have to give up life. These are the 3 solutions. Most because it is better that we leave that place. Wherever that blasphemy of the Lord is going on, or blasphemy of the pure devotee going on. These 2 things are, especially Mahat Vetikramat, then our duration of life, and then everything, whatever pious credit, so many things will be lost, will be reduced, minimized. Those things, that's why it is, we avoid it. These are the first 20 items. Out of that, I think in the third category, Tilak, the Panch Samskar is coming. I'll mention that. But before that, telling There was Bhagavatam. So he was asking Prabhupada, Prabhupada, we are following Bhakti. That means we are already in the transcendental platform. But then how is it that even though we are on the transcendental platform, how is that we are getting affected with remote submitted nature? Prabhupada smiled. Yeah, good question. So you have intelligent question. And Prabhupada said, Prabhupada gave example that just you are in a boat. So while you are in a boat, you can say that you are in a boat means no one say that you are in a boat. The person is on the boat and you are going in a ocean or a river. Then on the boat you may get big hurricanes or winds or waves. Strong waves may come. Then we have to take the expert boatman under the care and guidance of the expert boatman. You have to steer the boat, so then you can get to the destination. You'll be able to come out. So that boat is the process of bhakti, and the expert boatman is the spiritual master. By taking under the guidance and the training of the bona fide spiritual master, if you practice it, you will be able to cross over. Difficulties will come. For sure, difficulty is going to come. But if you are under the guidance, under the training of one spiritual master, if you follow carefully, then you can attain it. As simple as that. So you are on the transcendental platform. You are on the board. Nobody is denying that you are not on the board. You are on the board. But does it mean that as soon as you are on the board, there is no problem is going to come? No, problem will come. Winds and hurricanes and whatnot may come when you are on the ocean. It may be huge ship. It could be Titanic or any other. So, but if one is expert, following under the expert guidance, then you can come out of it. So, this is what Prabhupada gives, so that we know, we understand. So, that means we will get tests again regularly. So, we have to be under the guidance, then we can actually become successful while practicing devotion service. Otherwise, if you are not under the guidance, if you are not following the Acharya's principles and Guru's instruction, then problem. That's we can't check this. We won't be able to actually progress in devotion service. When the problem comes, then we get immediately bogged down, further down. So that's why Acharya's principle is very important. So now we are going to the third category of the first two category are very important. Preliminary. Out of the 20, first three are entrance to the door. All 20 are door, entrance door to the next stage. The perfecting this stage and to enter into the next stage. And out of those 20, first three are very prominent. Ada Guru Ashram, Krishna Diksha Sikshanam, Vishwambhena Sevanam. Initiation, shelter, serving the purity board. Then you can ask questions. Sadharma Pracha, Sadhu Margana Gamanam, Sadhu Vartaman Vartana. So these things are the first six of them out of the three are prominent. So for any questions before we go to the third category of 44? Any confusions? Any corrections?
Prabhuji, please revise the verses about the 10 offenses, Vaishnava, Sadhu, Guru, Shastra, and the holy name. Can you just repeat this?
And the holy name, first one is imagination. Imagining that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you will have come up with your own ideas, what it means. So that is imagination. Then interpretation, you can give any interpretation. So that is also not good, it's an offense. And then ritualistic, you think that it is just another ritual, any puja, just like that you will do. You don't have faith, full faith. So that is the ritual. Or committing the sinful activity on the strength. In a holy name, it says one time chanting, it can come unlimited sins. It can destroy. So you cannot even uh, you cannot even realize how many sins it can clear up. So now, since chanting is going to clear up anyway, I'm going to go on doing sinful activity. Like the people go to church and keep on asking, forgive me, Father, forgive me, Father. Then keep on doing it. Then how many times Krishna and Guru is going to give you relief? It's not a good proposal. So that is the committing strength and the ritualistic imagination, interpretation. And then fifth one is instructing faithless person. So imagination, interpretation, ritualistic, committing strength, committing sin, and then instructing faithless. These are the five. The last sixth one is important, inattention. So in this way, we can understand. Remember the second category.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, no other question. We'll go to the third category, 44 item. It is a big category. The next important items are as follows. One should decorate the body with tilak, which is a sign of Vaishnavas. So, under this category, Initiation means there are 5 aspects. Mr. Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually. Prabhupada, most of these things, makes it easier. He puts in an English language. So that's what Prabhupada says in these Nectar Devotion lectures also. If I would have done like Bhagavad Gita, then it would have been 1,000 pages. I made simplified it so that you all can, as Western disciples can understand. I wrote in a summary, but I want to write in detail. So you want even Bhagavad Gita also he said, I want to do it again. Bhagavad Gita also, Prabhupada said, even more elaborately. You can understand how much more detail you can go. So there is no end to this devotional subject matter. Anyway, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives 5 things, Pancha Samskar. First one is Tapa, next one is Pondra. The Pondra is this one, Tilak. So, and then third one is Nama, and then fourth one is Mantra, fifth one is Yaga. These are the 5 aspects comes under the Pancha Samskar, 5 purificatory activities. Whenever we get initiated under Pancharatri Vidhi, these 5 things are there. Tapa means austerity for Guru. One must perform take some austerity. So tilak, pondra, we put tilak. So every day, ideally we should put tilak. Before we go to office, okay, you want to wipe it, make it in water tilak. But we should try to practice at least one place. We are supposed to put 12 places. Especially if you are initiated devotee, you must put. Shelter initiated, we should ideally put. Not just coming to temple, but ideally we should put. Okay, home situation not allowing, I put it in the car. Keep it in the car, and when you are going to before get out from home, then you put in the car. So, or at least put with tilak, put it with water. If there is a problem from different angles, fine, put it with water tilak. Okay, so I want to put it at least one place. Ideally, we are supposed to put 12 places. Pondra. So, and then Nama. So, spiritual master gives the name. Krishna Das, Ram Das, Shyam Das, whatever, different Das become, gives the new name. So, that is also important. That is a Nama. And the holy name also in the right ear at the time of initiation, spiritual master will chant. Sometimes Prabhupada used to chant those days in front of the disciple only. He used to chant one whole round. So depending on the practicality is there, many things to be considered. But Prabhupada at the beginning days used to chant like that one round and then give it to the disciple at the time itself. Sometimes they didn't have neck beads. Immediately Prabhupada said, and then took back the beads. Where are your neck beads? Okay, they don't know. You are the two leaders. Why did you didn't tell them? You don't know that neck beads supposed to be there. How come they don't have neck beads? Prabhupada just that means after initiation, especially after shelter, also we all should have neck beads. Neck beads should never be taken out because that is our identification. My Guru Maharaj asked a few times, those who doesn't have neck beads, those who doesn't have tilak, how we are going to protect? Because these are our protection. We are identifying with Krishna's servant and we are being protected by these things because the Amras cannot touch. As soon as he sees these neck beads, he sees the tilak, then he cannot touch. So no one else can touch. It is jurisdiction of Lord Vishnu and Guru at that point. So that it is important to know these things. Nama, Tapa, Pundra, Nama, and then mantra. So obviously, Harinam Diksha is mantra, but this mantra is more. In general, whenever they say mantra, mantra Diksha is the second initiation. Kama Gayatri for our second Gaudiya or Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, 7 Gayatris are there. So Gayatri mantra, that is a mantra. So, but otherwise, first one Harinam. So Nama is should be taken as our name, which gets changed, and this mantra. But in general, it is talked about the second one, the mantra diksha, and then the last one, yaga, fire sacrifice, as worshipping of the deity. So that must be done. So that is done at the time of initiation. Fire sacrifice is done. All these things are required process of the initiation. Pancharatri Vidhi. There is almost 6 months to 1 year period is there. It is called Guru Pasatti. Shelter, Guru Padashtra, shelter, 6 months to 1 year waiting period is there. This is general Shastra process. It's not something why they wait, why they can't give initiation to me immediately. No, this is Shastra process. This is Prabhupada's process. It's not somebody has come up with these ideas. No, it is there in the Shastra. When Rupa Goswami met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that time itself it was there. He has given money for Brahmanas to, even though they are already qualified, but still, he followed the process. This is Guru Pasatti, as the one more word is there. So, Sanskrit term. He engaged them, they were chanting so many names, engaged in fire sacrifice, offering oblations, and offering it on their name. And then, after 6 months or a year, then they met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they know, they're always following Shastra. So this is how the ideal devotee should be, always following Sadhu Shastra Guru. So everything has to be on the basis. That's why we need to know the verse, where it says, what verse. We have to know the reference. Everything we do, not doing anything blindly. We have to know where Prabhupada said, where Shastra said, where our Acharya said. So that then we are clear on our path, what we are doing, whether we are following Sadhu Shastra Guru or something else we are doing by our own ideas and thoughts. This is not a good proposal for Bhakti. So that is the Pancha Samskar, our fire sacrifices. This is the coming from the Shastra. So that's why this tilak is important. Next, as we go further, already we are late. Let's quickly wrap it up. In marking such tilak, this is again in some place in Ramana Sampradaya and other Sampradaya, they put the conch and Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, they put the mark it. Some people they write Hari or so Lord's names also on the body. That also can be done. So those are things are there. Third one should accept flowers and garlands. That is we all know. Fourth, one should learn to dance before the deity. So that also again, Prabhupada has a way of dancing. And then this morning we were hearing class. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dancing is ecstatic. It is ecstatic. Everybody wants to see. And wherever Nityananda Prabhu is dancing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to be there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu likes so much of Nityananda Prabhu's dance. So it's like that. So learning to dance, like Prabhupada used to, Swami step, Prabhupada step. That's how we should ideally dance, not break dance and some other dance. That is the ideal way to dance. We should dance like what Prabhupada showed. One step before, one step after, and then raising the hands like that. So that is the ideally. It's not, sometimes devotees are too shy to dance. No, this dancing is for pleasure of Guru and Krishna. When we go to Golok, Vrindavan, Vaikuntha, what we will do? We will, no, I don't like to dance. I'll just stand there. Is that what we are going to do? We have to dance there. So that's how we should learn. So many of us don't know. Even I didn't know how to dance, but now we practice. By seeing, by observing, by hearing from Prabhupada how to dance, and we follow everything we are learning. So by simply seeing, observing, and following, that is how bhakti is supposed to be done. We observe the senior Vaishnavas, we observe our acharya, and then we learn from them. Then we try to follow, practice it. So we should try for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna only, not for show, not for pictures. That is not the process. One should learn to bow down immediately upon seeing the deity or the spiritual master, even in the temple also. If spiritual master comes, ideally we should bow down. As soon as one visits the temple of Lord Krishna, one must stand up. Yeah, while Arati is there, we should stand up. We should, because look at when the altar curtain is closed, ideally we should not bow down. That is there in general principle. You can look at Sudarshan Chakra, you can offer mentally. When Lord is taking prasad, it's because it's inconvenience for the Lord, because Lord also reciprocates. So that's why in general it's not a good proposal to offer obeisances when the altar is closed, when Lord is eating. In general, if you don't know, it's okay, but there are some consideration we have to see. So think. Then seven, when the deity is being born for a stall on the street position, this most of us knows in India, especially this is very common. We all follow the position, not seated, not comfortable. Oh, it's too tired. I drove a long way. No, because the earlier first set only we read, but we have to give up. Means even though it's tiring for us, but ideally we should. If you're old, then it's okay. But if you're young, we should, even though it may be tiring, we are supposed to follow the position. That is injunction. So that's why we should try to do at least one time. You can't maybe go 3 times or more than that. It's okay. At least one time we should follow the position, and we should pull. We should catch the thread and pull it. Whatever. Generally they do in different places, differently done. So we follow what is supposed to be done. So this is the seventh one that has been explained here, the whole process. Number 8, the devotee must visit Vishnu temple at least once or twice every day, at least on Ekadashi day. Every day, maybe we are in the modern day world, complicated world, so many obligations. Every day we may not be able to go, but ideally we should go. At least on Ekadasi day, we should take darshan of the Lord. 3 times. In Vrindavan, especially, it has been mentioned. First, you go to Vrindavan means Krishna Balaram temple. Wherever, whenever you go to holy place, first, if it is ISKCON is there, first thing. If Guru is there, first we have to go there. What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught? All the disciples, whenever they went to Jagannath Puri, when Chaitanya, first Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not went to temple, first Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is the first Guru for them. So whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, they will follow. Then after that only they went. This is the etiquette. This is the process. Because first Guru, then you can understand Krishna. If you are not taking Guru shelter, Prabhupada shelter, then what we are going to get? You may get go to Babaji, you may go to some other. But what we are going to get? That means we didn't understand the Sampradaya Siddhanta. We always have to learn these things. If you read Prabhupada book, then you'll know. If you don't read, you don't hear, then we don't know when we go to holy place what we are supposed to do. It's not just simply I went there, I went for yatra and came back, but what did we get? So that's why we have to carefully do, not just simply go and come without nothing. Number 9, one must circumambulate a temple building at least 3 times. That is there, minimum 3 times. You can do more times also, as Prabhupada said. In our temple also, if everybody does, it's a problem. But obviously, if you are initiated, you can do it, provided it's not creating a chaos there. But at least you can do to Prabhupada. Taking a circumambulating Prabhupada also is as good as, circumambulating the deity. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did it. But if you look at read the chapter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself did circumambulation of Yeswar Puri when he got initiated. So we have to understand everything from the Acharya. Number 10, one must worship the deity in the temple according to the regulative principles. So that's why Arati has to go on, prasad, all those 6, we have 6 Aratis. 6 times we offer Bhoga, from all the way from morning Arati to night, Shayan, 9:30, 9:30. So that's how it is. So elaborate. It's not 2-3 times like other times. In ISKCON especially, it's very elaborate deity worship. One must render personal service to the deities. So, especially if we are on second initiation, then we should render. So, when you are on altar, we should render personal service to the deities. So, that means not only dressing, not only feeding. So, that's these things, everything has to be considered, understood. If you keep on doing only look at the paper, idam asanam, but you don't reflect, you don't ideally, ponder upon what it is, then you keep on doing the same mechanical thing, chanting mantra and doing that. But when it says that, what is that, madhuparka, then you are supposed to touch, you are feeling it, like, somebody guest comes, what do? Ideally, you give them the towel, you give them the water to wash, all this is very personal. We have to at least put some, thought, reflect on it. Then, it makes sense. And if you have questions, you can ask. It cannot be mechanical. This deity worship means it's personal. We should bring that personal touch, what is pleasing, cold water, hot water, all these things has to be considered. So many things to be considered. How to dress the deity. Look at the examples. The way it should be dressed is like Sridham Mayapur, like Vrindavan. That's why I would say Sridham Mayapur. The way Nivas Prabhu is guiding, gorgeously done, everything from end to end. So that's how it should be done. We have to learn. We have to learn. And we have to learn under the proper direction. Everything must be done pleasing. And Prabhupada said, Tamal Krishna Goswami, Prabhupada said to Tamal Krishna, cooking 1 hour, dressing 1 hour. We are nowhere close. Especially I cannot do in 1 hour period, neither cooking nor the dressing. But this is the proper standard. You can understand how much we have to become practiced and expert. But there are many devotees who can do that. So it comes by practice. We have to try, keep on trying. Devotional service means we have to keep trying. Stopping means it's in the Fool's Dictionary. So we have to keep trying, improving. Devotional service means we have to keep improving. Reflect what's going on, what's wrong we are committing, what shortcomings are there. We have to keep improving it. If we don't improve it, that means we are not giving pleasure. We are thinking I am already great. So what we are so great about. So that we have to see. And then only we can actually give some pleasure to Krishna. So a lot of things are there. Let's 5 minutes. Let's wrap it up. Very late. personal service to the deities, one must perform Sankirtan, which is super most important. One must chant, that is ours. Individually chant. Sankirtan is together. That's the Sunday Peace Prabhupada established, so that all of us come together and chant and dance. One must offer prayers, very important. So there are 3 times. So prayers, notable prayers, special prayers. Prayers comes at least 4 or 5 times. So make it a practice. If you don't know any prayers, okay, at least fine. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chant Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, at least we should know at least these 2 things. When initiated, then Guru Pranam Mantra, at least these 3 things. If you don't know any verse, any other prayers, fine, but at least chant. Or use your own language to offer to prayers, submitting to the Guru, submitting to the Prabhupada, submitting to the Lord. These must be there. This is very super important for devotion, even to chant the holy name. You are supposed to take sankalpa, you are supposed to pray before you sleep, you are supposed to pray when you wake up, so that I can chant better. You are supposed to pray as soon as you wake up, as soon as you are about to sleep. Otherwise, we don't know what's going to happen, what consciousness we are going to have in the sleep, what consciousness we are going to have when we wake up. The time may not be utilized rightly if you don't do it. So that's why these prayers is super important for a practitioner. So that's why 3 or 4 times it is called upon. Especially on Ekadasi day, on Janmashtami day, on special days, we have to offer special prayers. We have to consider time, not just simply look at darshan, beautiful, click, click, done. No, that's not the process. Our process is not click, click, done. We are supposed to observe very closely at the deity and intensely pray. Intensely pray. You can use your own language to pray. We have to make this practice in our devotions. That's why these things are mentioned. You're not just simply you come and go. One must recite notable prayers. Otherwise, why did they mention here regulative principles? Further down also you will see the prayers again and again. That means it's very important because every one of them offered. Prabhupada has written prayer. Narottam Das Thakur has written. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written. Pretty much Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written. Every one of them has written. Why? Because this bhakti ras means they have so much intensity, devotion is there. Then only they are offering prayers. Devotion means there should be some prayers, because you feel that Lord is master. If you don't feel Lord is master, then you don't offer prayers. Then no question of bhakti. But if you feel Krishna is the supreme master, then Guru is the master, then you will offer prayers. That's what we have to come to. It is ras. We have to have the taste. Mellow means you are sincerely praying that I want to develop attachment to you. So I want to serve you. You are mine, I am yours. So many different rasas you can bring it. Each individual is different. So one must take Mahaprasad, one must drink Charanamrit. We have to also make this point. In general, as we use all yogurt and whatnot. That's fine, but separately we should have a separate, most of when Prabhupada was there, the water, just, either Ganga water or regular water, putting with rose petals or the rose water you add, and then and with tulsi kept separately, and then the madhuparka separately. Because if you mix it, then it won't stay long. By the time it may spoil from morning to evening. If this is kept separately, then that can be taken. We used to have it in the beginning, I think, but yeah, we have to make it a point to see how this can be done. It's a good practice because Prabhupada used to take every day, whenever, whatever temple you went, always. This is the practice. Every temple we go. One must smell the incense flower offered to the deity. So whenever you go, if you see on the tables flower or Narsinga stick, make sure that you smell. It's not just simply going there, standing and going back. No, these things has to be considered and understood and then use it. One must touch the lotus feet of the deity, obviously, if you can touch the feet of Srila Prabhupada. One must see the deity, if you are second initiated, then you can touch the lotus feet. Again, if it is winter, it is too cold, your hands are too cold. Everywhere, the personal touch has to be there. So, ideally, your hands are too cold, you are directly touching the Lord's feet. Obviously, yes, Lord may not mind, but, it's not a good practice. Those things has to be, it is personal. These things to be considered. One must see the deity with great devotion. That's where I say absorption. One must offer arati at different times. You can observe indirectly, directly. All these things, there is a direct and indirect. If you are second initiated, you can do direct. If you are not, then you can do indirect. That is as good as the direct. One must hear about the Lord and his pastimes of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and similar books. Yeah, this is what Srimad Bhagavatam, 7 out of 5 items from this third set. One must pray to the deity for his mercy. So that's this prayer. See how many times. Regular prayers, notable prayers, and again pray for mercy, again called out. One should remember the deity. Sravanam Smaranam is coming. If you don't have Sravan, then what are you going to remember? If you don't have proper Sravan, then you can't do proper chanting, neither you can do remembering. So one should meditate upon the deity. That also same thing. Dhyana cannot run. Sravanam is the key for chanting. Sravanam is the key for remembering. Sravanam is the key for the meditation. Sravanam Manana Niridhyasana. Shastra calls out. So if Sravana is not done, what Manana is going to be done, what Niridhyasana is going to be done. It cannot be done. So that is Sravanam is the key. Attentive hearing, not parrot hearing. One should render some voluntary service. It is voluntarily, and it is not obligation. Yes, we may tell you to do this or that, but how many times we will tell? It is a voluntary. It is up to you because it's not a force. It is not a mechanical. It is voluntarily. The devotion service is voluntary. It is up to each individual to consider what you want to do. So that's why it's voluntary. Love has to be there. Otherwise, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years after that, you'll go back to your routine, previous things. Love has to be there. If you personalize it, you will develop love. If you don't personalize, you do mechanically everything, then at some point you'll say, no, so what is this? I can't do it. You'll go back. One should think of the Lord as one's friend. One should offer everything to the Lord. Because if you think as a friend, you'll immediately think, what can I offer? At home, we are thinking what my wife is going to cook. Or we're always thinking holidays coming, what perfume I'm going to do, what shoe I'm going to buy, what dress I'm going to buy. Always we are thinking, but the minute we think about the Lord, what I'm going to buy for the Lord, what jewelry, what dress, what perfume, what are we thinking about the Lord? These things has to become, these are practical things. So that's why Krishna consciousness is not just, it's the same thing what we have been doing for lifetimes, we have to apply now. Start applying, thinking. When you go to mall, is there anything I can buy for the Lord? When I go to grocery store, is there anything I can buy for the Lord, for Guru, for Prabhupada? So like that, we have to change our thought process. If we don't change, we'll go on. Another 50 years will go, but we will not change. We'll keep on doing mechanical. I'll come to temple, do this survey, ABC, spend half an hour, 1 hour, and I'll go and come back. Do the same thing. No personal, the individual thoughts are not there. These to be applied. Devotion service means this should be applied. This is how it should be done. So very much absorbed. One should meditate upon the deity, one should render some voluntary service, one should think of the Lord as one's friend, one should offer everything to the Lord, one should offer favorite article. So that's why I was telling that whenever we go, wherever we go, so we should think, what can I offer? Like Raghav Pandit is doing, like all our acharyas, like Prabhupada. So that's the way. And so we should do. One should take all kinds of risks. This is what that is a risk. Obviously, somewhere else you heard some nice apples are there, a nice dress is there, a nice something is there. Oh, let me buy for Lord Jagannath, let me buy for Sri Gaurnathai, whatever. We have to consider these things. It's not going to be easy, obviously, but we have to keep trying it. One should be in every condition. One should be surrendered soul. One should pour water on the tulsi tree. That is regularly should be done at home. At temple also we have the facility to do, especially in the morning. In the evening, I think we are not doing because of the COVID, but in the morning, if you come, you'll be able to do it. One should regularly hear. In the summer, you can do it outside when it is there. One should regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam and similar literature. Bhagavatam morning, Bhagavad Gita evening, Krishna book in the afternoon or in the night. And this is the general prescription of Sri Prabhupada. One should live in a sacred place like Mathura, Vrindavan, or Dwaraka. Again, this is not just straightforward, you directly jump. No, don't jump like that. Take guidance from from a spiritual master, advanced devotees. One should offer service to Vaishnavas, devotees, very important, because there is no Shastra is telling may or may not get. Siddhir Bhavati Bhaneti Achyuta Sevina. If you directly serve Krishna, there is no guarantee. You are going to attain Krishna Prema, or you are going to attain liberation, or you are going to achieve success. There is no guarantee. But Nissamsayat Tad Bhaktas Achyuta Ratatma. If somebody is serving Achyuta's pure devotee, Lord Achyuta, Lord Krishna's pure devotee, then without a doubt, guaranteed, is going to attain success. So that's why serving the Vaishnavas, especially bona fide spiritual master, and those who are sadhus, those are at the levels, everybody we should serve, but especially those who are very deeply immersed, and then we should serve them also more. One should arrange one's devotion service according to one's means, obviously. In the month of Kartik is very important, that is called out specifically. Because basically what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, he instructed, and then on top he said that now You look at all the scriptures, various corroborate, Srutis, Shastras, Puranas, Upanishads, everything, and bring it all together. Quote, because Shastra, always when Acharya writing, he has to present the reference. And then only, that's why in Hari Bhakti Vilas, and then these Nectar Devotion, all these places, and various quotations are there. And then Prabhupada obviously simplified because for the beginning, Prabhupada also didn't have time. Otherwise, generally you will see like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, so many verses Prabhupada is also quoting from Upanishad, like Svetasvatropana, Yasya Deve Parabhakti Yatha Deve Tata Guru Tatsai Vahi Kati Prakasante Mahatma. By developing deep attachment to Guru and serving, then everything will be revealed in the heart by the Guru's mercy, by the Supreme Law. By the Guru's mercy, Krishna will reveal, Guru will reveal. That is the essence. And Prabhupada quotes that verse so many times. Svetasvatropana. That is the Acharya, the way Acharya writes is always quoting. So that's why you will see here. Rupa Goswami is giving and Prabhupada is writing. Janmashtami is very key. Special service has to be done. Any special Ekadasi, special service to be done. Janmashtami, Kartik month, all these things, special services to be done. Appearance day, disappearance day. All these are very, very important days. One should do whatever is done with great care and devotion. But this is a Sri Murti Shraddhaya Seva. One should relish the pleasure of Bhagavatam reading among devotees and not among outside. Again, this is called out. This is twice called out about Bhagavatam. So that's when the last five at the essence is been given about Bhagavatam also, because Bhagavatam is very important, because Bhagavatam is the essence, Krishna, non-different from Krishna. So that's why we take shelter. Krishna Sudham Upagate Dharma Gnanadivi Sa Kalavanastradu Sam Purana Ko Dunodita. When Krishna left, then everything is taken shelter, Dharma, and everything is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why we got Bhagavad Siddhanta, Bhagavad Sampradaya, Bhagavad Dharma. We don't call Dharma. We don't call Sadharma, we call Bhagavad Dharma. Yes, Sadharma is also same as Bhagavad Dharma, that is pure devotees. Book Bhagavata, person Bhagavata. One should associate with devotees who are considered more advanced, that we discuss. One should chant the holy name of the Lord. So one should live in a jurisdiction of Mathura. This has been 3 times, and chant also above also is mentioned. So in this way we can understand. So the 64 items, each can be discussed. Some of these items can be discussed much more, but we're already late. I will stop here. Much more to say, but I will stop here. Thank you very much for patiently listening. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, and Tira Samrata Sindhu ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakti Shri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So we're going to discuss Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrata Sindhu, Chapter 6, how to execute devotion service, how to discharge devotion service. So that's why we sang, because our ultimate goal is to enter into Golok Vrindavan and to serve Radha and Krishna under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master. So that's why we sang this beautiful song. And at the end, last line is Harinam Sankirtan. So that is a sadhya and sadhana. That is a goal. That is a process to attain Krishna Prema, is to chant the holy name of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I'll give you the prelude to the Bhakti Rasamrata Sindhu as few divisions, the 4 waves, as in the previous class I mentioned. 4 waves: eastern, southern, western, northern. Just like a ocean has waves, 4 different directions. So each direction has many waves. So the eastern division has 4 waves, which has types of bhakti: Samanya Bhakti, describing just regular bhakti, and then and its category 3 categories: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, prema bhakti. Sadhana bhakti means devotion service in practice by the sadhana with rules and regulation, and bhava bhakti means devotion service in ecstasy, much deeper, at a very higher stage. And prema bhakti, which is devotion service in prema, Krishna prema, the highest, the goal, the topmost. And in this way, the first eastern section is there, and southern section contains 5 waves, components of various rasas. This is the devotion service in ecstasy. Describes Vibhava, Anubhava, Sattvika Bhava, Vibhichari Bhava, Sthayi Bhava. These are the 5 rasas under that Bhava Bhakti, ecstatic symptoms. And then the western division has primary Bhakti rasas. Earlier one was, you can say, mellows within the bhava of devotion service and ecstasy. Now these are rasas. There are 12 rasas. There are 5 primary rasas. The western section gives 5 primary rasas: Shanta, neutrality; Dasya, which is parent, the master servant, Sakya, friendship, Vatsalya, fraternity, and Madhurya, parent child. Vatsalya means Madhurya, conjugal love. And the northern section, northern division of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, nectar devotion, describes secondary rasas, Gauna rasas, which are Hasya, Adbhuta, wondrous, smiling, Veera, which is the, as Kshatriyas, Veer ras, Karuna, mercy, Raudra, anger, Bhayanaka, very fearful, Bivasa, ghastly, and then two other subtle ones, Maitri, Vairi, Sthiti, that is sometimes friendship, sometimes inimical, seemingly. There's a, so, and the rasa was sometimes mixture of these rasas. So, in this way, total 7 plus 2, 9 rasas in the northern division. Total 4 sections. Now we are discussing today the sixth chapter, which is under the category of eastern division, under the second wave. First Samanya Bhakti is over. Now in the second wave, Sadhana Bhakti. Under the Sadhana Bhakti, we are describing the chapter 6. For that also, we will give the prelude that where Rupa Goswami has been given. Sri Rupa Goswami is given, instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 19. Purva prayage ami rasera vichare tomara vai rupa kailon sakti sanchare. Previously, I empowered your brother Rupa Goswami to understand these milos. I did this while instructing him at the Dasaswamedh Ghat in Prayag. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing Sanatana Goswami in chapter 23, I think 20 or 23. This verse is there describing how Rupa Goswami has been instructed, empowered by the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to describe all this devotion service. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Pranta, Sabha Sikaila Prabhu, Bhagavad Siddhanta. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Sri Rupa Goswami the ultimate limit of truth about Krishna, that is Krishna Tattva, and Bhakti Tattva, that is truth about devotion service, that is the main topic of nectar devotion, and Rasa Tattva, and the truth about transcendental melos, which is also there in this melos, but other books are there also, further more Rasa Tattva, but this specific book is Bhakti Tattva, more deeper understanding, and then consummating in conjugal love between Radha and Krishna, that is a transcendental melos, Rasa Tattva. And then, so, even including Bhagavad Siddhanta. Finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa Goswami about the ultimate conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sabha Sikaila Prabhu Bhagavata Siddhanta. In this way, we have to understand. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, unless he empowers devotee, they cannot write, they cannot describe this vast ocean of bhakti, ras. Sri Rupa Hridaya Prabhu Shakti Sancharila Sarva Tattva Nirupane Pravina Karila. By entering the heart of Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered him to ascertain properly the conclusion of all truths. He made him experience the devotee whose decisions correctly agreed with the verdicts of disciplic succession. Thus, Sri Rupa Goswami is personally empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, I'll come. In the conclusion, I want to summarize what we discussed today from beginning to end. The 64 limbs of bhakti, angas, 64 items. Out of that, first 10 are called pravritti, second 10 are called nivritti, accepting positive things, and the second 10 is rejecting or avoiding. And then the next, the third set is 44 of them. Now, first thing we discussed is the chapter 1, the 6 characters of pure devotion service, which has 3 subdivisions. Sadhana Bhakti has 2 characters, which is Kleshagni, removal of sinful activities, and Subhada, auspicious. And then Bhava Bhakti, devotion service, ecstasy, has 2 more characteristics, 2 plus 2, earlier 2, and then additionally 2 more, which is Moksha Lagdakruti, liberation, it gives Sudurlava, and very rare to come, because to come to the ecstatic stage of Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti is not easy, it's very difficult. Sudurlava, that's why. Those are the 4 characters so far we covered, and the additional 2 characters comes under Prema Bhakti, which are those Sandra Ananda Visheshatma. We covered ecstatic concentrated bliss, the unlimited happiness we get in the heart only when we come to Prema Bhakti, even above Bhava Bhakti. And then not only that, one more characteristic, that is Sri Krishna Akarshani. It attracts including Krishna. Krishna will be sold to that pure devotee. Krishna doesn't give himself easily. He will give Dharmartha Kama Moksha, including liberation. But Krishna Prema he will not give. He will not be sold himself like he has sold to Yashodamayi. So he will not give himself so easily to anybody unless he has attained Krishna Prema. That is the first thing we have discussed. And then along with that, then we discussed 2 important verses one must pay attention to. First one is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Sranvatam Shraddhaya Nityam, Grunanti Swachistitam, Kalena Na Ati Dirghena, Bhagavan Visate Hrudi. So, persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly are always taking the matter very seriously. We have the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna manifested in their hearts within a short time. So that is what is recommended. If one hears regularly every day, like Parikshit Maharaj did, then he can Lord, he'll be able to see the Lord within the heart, and he'll be able to communicate with the Lord. Right now, we are not able to see, we are not able to communicate with the Lord. So that will be revealed very quickly, rapidly. So this is recommended by Parikshit Maharaj is telling to Sukadeva Goswami. And the second verse we said, with what mood we should do this hearing and perform devotion service. The another verse I told, 1 to 14, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse number 14. Tasmad ekena manasa, Bhagavan satatam pati, srotavyasya kittitavyasya, deya puja cha nityada. Four things. Every day we discuss the four things. Everyone is hearing, everyone is glorifying, everyone is remembering, everyone is worshipping in the material world. In every activity, these four characteristics are there. You are hearing about the news, politics, sports, whatever, and glorifying someone or the other, and remembering someone or the other, and worshipping someone or the other. So, same four things we have to put Krishna in the center. With one point, Tasmad Ekena Manasa. Ekena means one point attention. Then we can actually attain Krishna Prema very easily with the above verse, earlier verse, and this verse. Above verse was Canto 2, Chapter 8, verse number 4, and this is 1 to 14. Canto 1, Chapter 2, 14 verse. This is the second point we discussed. And then we came to the 64 item. Then there I gave a division. The Rupa Goswami is giving, Sri Prabhupada is giving the division, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur especially stressing that out of the 60, out of the first 20, they are called, these first 20 characteristics are called door, entrance door to the following sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, devotional practice, and perfecting, and to come to the Bhava Bhakti, what we have to do, these 20, first 20 we have to do. And within that first 20, three of them, three angas are very important, which are the main key. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur telling. That is, the first one is Ado Guru Ashrayam or Guru Padashraya, taking shelter of the spiritual master. And then second one is Krishna Dekshadi Sikshanam, taking initiation and taking instruction from him. Krishna Dekshadi Sikshanam. And then the third characteristic is, third anga we discussed is Vishramba Sevanam. We serve the spiritual master. These are three are the prominent ones. And so that's why Rupa Goswami gives that line. Guru Padashraya Tasmat Krishna Dekshadi Sikshanam Vishrambena Guru Seva Sadhu Vartamanu Vartanam. Out of those four lines, the first three lines are the three angas and very important. So then when those who execute these preliminary duties, first 10 of them, or first these 20 of them, or first 10 of them, they are actually qualified to release Srimad. Who is qualified to release Srimad Bhagavatam? The first 10, those who are following these first 10 principles, the pravrutti, the accepting, following the first 10, which is we discussed Radha Guru Ashram, so, the Krishna Deksha section, taking initiation, taking shelter, taking initiation, then serving the Guru with respect and faith and devotion, and then following the rules according to scriptures as approved by Acharya, Sadhu Vartaman Vartanam, and then Saddharma Prucha, inquiring from Guru how to advance in Krishna consciousness. Then number 5, we discussed. Number 6, we must be prepared to give up or prepared to accept for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Many things we may not ready to give up, and many things we are not ready to accept. But for Guru and Krishna, we should ready to do that. Bhoga Tyaga. Bhoga means accepting, Tyaga means rejecting. For who? For Krishna. Krishna se hetave. Bhoga Tyagadi Krishna se hetave. Number 7, we discussed that staying in Vrindavan, Dwaraka. Nivaso Dwarakado Va Ganga Ader Api Sannidho. That is 7. We discussed. Number 8, we discussed that accepting only what is necessary to the extent we need for the body, the food, eating, sleeping, all those things. Well, whatever is needed to that extent. We need car, we need cell phone, whatever is needed to that extent only we should utilize. Not more, not less. Vyavahareshu Sarveshu Yavad Ardha Anu Vartita. Ardha Anu. Whatever is meaningful and needed to that extent only we should use. Not more, not less waste. That is 8. Number 9, observing Ekadasi, today being the tomorrow being Ekadasi, it's very important. Observing, especially the Moksha Ekadasi, Vaikuntha Ekadasi, very important. Appearance or other days. Hari Vasara Samman, it is called, very dear to Lord Hari, Lord Vishnu, Ekadasi especially, and other days like Janmashtami and other appearance days also. Then the number 10 we discussed is giving respect to the other trees, Ashwadha Vriksha, Banyan tree, or Ashwadhadi Gauravam, Datri Ashwadhadi Gauravam, that is the 10th one. Giving respect to Amalaki tree, Ashwadha tree, and all. So, in this way, we can understand these 10 are the one who follows these 10, then they are qualified to hear Srimad Bhagavata. Isyam vai Sruyamananam Krishne Parama Purushe Bhakti Utpaddate Pumsam Soka Moha Bhayavaha. So one should hear Srimad Bhagavatam from a bona fide spiritual master who can expertly engage the propensity of loving Krishna or loving Krishna that arises from hearing the transcendental sound of Srimad Bhagavatam. Such a transcendental authorized engagement is called Bhagavad Dharma. This will arise automatically. Krishna Prema will sprout up when it simply arise when you follow these 10 principles and then do it. This is the second thing we discussed. Now the second aspect we discussed is the second next 10 principles one must uh, follow is the 10 things we have to reject to avoid, which is especially the out of the next 10 where what we discussed important ones are asat sanga tyaga ye vaishnavachar stri sangi ekasadu krishna abhakta are. Vaishnavas should avoid unwanted association, intimate association of the ordinary people. Common people are very much materially attached, especially to women. Vaishnavas should also avoid the company of those who are not devotees of Lord Krishna. This is the under the second set of 10 items. This is the first and foremost important to avoid. All these 10 are avoid, or nivrutti, means reject or avoid. Very important. And then one should, in this way, so one should follow this next 10 items. Out of this is the prominent, as per Asat Sangha, where this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's main key instruction to who is a Vaishnava, one who avoids this and one who avoids the humanizers. So too easy to instructing Ramananda Vasu and Gunaraj Khan. So from the Sri Khanda, he is instructing 3 times. Yeah, they ask who is a Vaishnava, and then one time he is describing who is that Vaishnava. This one characteristic. Now, also another one memory. Also, we discussed pastimes of Sri Prabhupada, where Bhagavan Prabhu was asking question to Sri Prabhupada. How is it that we are in Bhakti transcendent platform, but at the same time we get affected with 3 modes? How is that? And then Prabhupada said, um, just like we are on the boat. When you're on the boat, no one says you are not on the boat. You are on the boat. But at the same time, when you're on the boat, waves of the material nature rock the boat sometimes because of strong waves. Sometimes it will rock the boat. Then we have to learn from the captain of the boat how to steer the boat. So even at the extreme circle, the greatest storm, and then he can attain the destination. So that's how. So this process of bhakti works. So we have to take shelter of the spiritual master. Sometimes strong winds and wave come. When we take shelter of the expert boatman and following his directions, we can actually cross over. So that's why the initiation has been explained by Lord Krishna. One who fully surrenders, not as a formality. Many times we take initiation but not follow strictly after that. We take very lightly. So that also we discussed. Diksha kale bhakta kare atma samarpan, sei kale Krishna tare kare atma sama. At the time of one who surrenders fully, then Lord Krishna accepts himself, that devotee, as his own family. Atma sama. As soon as one Lord accepts like that, then that's it. He will be revealed everything, all the confidential knowledge, and he'll be able to communicate with the Lord. So that is what we have to fully surrender. That is what we discussed, and we also discussed about the that one must serve the Lord, not directly the Lord's pure devotees. That is the only way. Otherwise, there is no guarantee. That also we quoted from Chaitanya Bhagavat Antilila, chapter 6, verse number 97, under the section, under the chapter title Glories of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. That Siddhir Bhavati Vaniti Samsaya Achita Sevina. There is a doubt. You may or may not get. If you serve directly the Lord Krishna, you may or may not attain the goal, attain Krishna Prema, or go even enter into Vaikuntha. May or may not. No guarantee. But Nissamsayastu tad bhaktam paricharya ratatma. If one serves the Lord's pure devotee, tad bhakta paricharya ratatma, then nissamsaya, without a doubt, guaranteed. So that's why it's very important. Now the also we must consider now then where this we said that first three items surrendering to spiritual master, taking shelter, taking initiation, and serving him Guru Vishramba Seva. These three things we discussed. That three are prominent. Where does it say in Bhagavatam? Because we are giving Praman, highest Praman is Srimad Bhagavatam. Then where did it say? Where Krishna said? Where other acharyas said in Srimad Bhagavatam? So that we have to take the evidence from there. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna directly is instructing Uddhava himself, 11:17-27. Acharya mam vijaniya na avamanyeta karichit na martya buddhi asuveta sarvadeva mayo guru. One should know the Acharya is myself, never disrespect in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all the demigods. The demigods wait to offer respect, worship the pure devotees when they go by. So that's a Lord Krishna says there. A spiritual master is not an enjoyer of facilities offered by his disciple. He is like a parent. Without the attentive service of his parents, a child cannot grow to manhood. Similarly, without the care of the spiritual master, one cannot rise to the plane of the transcendental service. So that's it. This is a very important verse. And Prabhupada quotes that Setasvatra Upanishad, Desya Parabhakti. This Parabhakti means thinking the Guru as good as Lord Krishna, as good as the Lord. One should worship, one should serve like that. Obviously, Guru will never think himself as God. Otherwise, he will not, no more God, he will be DOG dog. Prabhupada himself said many times. So that's a Parabhakti. One must have Guru, for towards Guru, one must have Parabhakti. Highest, as good as Krishna, the Lord. Like that, one must worship, one must very respect, very obedient. पराभक्ति यथा देवे तथा गुरु तस्यैव हि कथित हि प्रकाशन्ते अर्ध प्रकाशन्ते महात्मा. Everything will be revealed. Even if he is illiterate, everything will be revealed just by the parabhakti to Guru. So that's why this is very important. And in another place, also in the same 11th canto, three verses are there. The first verse we quoted directly Lord Krishna's. This is another verse in the chapter 3. King Nimi is instructing, King Nimi being instructed by the Navayogendra, Lord Vashudev's sons, 9 sons. Verse number 22. Tatra Bhagavatam Dharman Sikshed Guru Atma Daivata Amaya Anuvritya is Tusyed Atma Do Hari. Accepting the bona fide spiritual master as one's life and soul and a worshipable deity, the disciple should learn from him the process of pure devotion service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, the soul of all souls, is inclined to give himself to his pure devotee. Therefore, the disciple should learn from the spiritual master to serve the Lord without duplicity and in such a faithful and favorable way that the Supreme Lord, being satisfied, will offer himself to the faithful disciple. So that's why this is the very important. And another verse is there also in the 11th canto, same chapter. Sage Antariksha is instructing King Nimi, verse number 21. Tasmat Gurum Prapadyata Jignaso Sreyamuttamam Sabde Parecha Nishnatam Brahmane Upasamashtrayam. Describing one must surrender. Therefore, any person who seriously desires real happiness, ultimate happiness, must seek a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. The qualification of the bona fide guru is that he has realized the conclusions of scriptures by deliberation and is able to convince others of these conclusions. That is Nishnatam, Sabde Paresh Nishna. Sabda means Sabda Brahma. That is Vedanta Sutra. That is absolute truth. And then Brahman Upasamasana is also such a great person who have taken shelter of Supreme Person, leaving aside all material concerns, should be understood to be bona fide spiritual master. He is situated in Brahman, absolute truth stage. In this way, we have to understand these are the very prominent verses. And also we discussed one more thing important, that how one should hear Srimad Bhagavatam, from whom we should hear. I quoted them, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 22, Sanatana Goswami's Siksha by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 131 verse. Srimad Bhagavatardhanam Asvado Rasiko Saha Sajatiya Ashaye Snigde Sadhu Sango Sato Vare. One should taste the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of pure devotees. One should associate with devotees who are more advanced than oneself and endowed with similar type of affection for the Lord. So that's why again and again also many places it's mentioned. Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahyam Na Buddhya Na Chatikaya. One has to understand Srimad Bhagavatam through the process of devotion service and by hearing recitation of a pure devotee, from a pure devotee, not by anybody, not who is maintaining himself from the speaking Bhagavatam and collecting money. Then no, not from that, nor from Mayavadi, not from those who are speculating. Those who are not pure devotees, those who are not deeply attached and serving only for Guru and Krishna's pleasure, then no, not much use of hearing from them. We also heard about the four anarthas, because in the second category of 44 items, first we discussed about the tilak. In the tilak section, I had mentioned that it is a Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Pancha Samskar, the part of the initiation. When devotee gets initiated from spiritual master, it contains five things, which is, it is explained, mentioned as tapa, then pondra, nama, diksha, nama, mantra, and yaga. These are the five aspects. Tapa, austerity, the parascharya process, 6 months to 1 year. One must wait, one must follow, attend the temple, take darshan, attend the arati, dance, chant, take prasad, all this the parascharya. Even Rupa Goswami followed. He paid money to the brahmanas, they are chanting for them, and then they are engaging sacrifices, they are offering the results on their name. All this, even though they are experts, they don't need, but still, this is the process. 6 months to 1 year, at least one should follow. That is called tapa. Then pundra, tilak, putting the tilak, identifying, very important. We can put water tilak and go to office so that no one asks question or embarrassment or whatever. So then the third thing we discussed is Tapa, Pundra, then Nama. Name gets changed. The disciple gets a new name, Ramdas, Krishnadas, like that. And then mantra Diksha, which is the second initiation actually for Gayatri mantras, but the first also Harinam Diksha also is there, and then Harinam Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will be given by the spiritual master at that time. Through the right ear, we have to hear Gayatri mantras also, we have to hear from right ear, and then the last one is Yaga. Fire sacrifice will be done at the time of initiation, first initiation, second initiation. So this is the process. This is the actual Pancha Samskar. This is what initiation contains. This name gets changed, we put the neck beads, austerity to wear neck beads, austerity to follow devotional practices, all these are there within this five aspects, Pancha Samskar, where it is been quoted in the different places, Smarta Smriti Shastras. Tapa Pundram Tata Nama Mantro Yagascha Panchama Amihi Pancha Samskara Parama Aikanti Hetava. और अवाप्त पंच संस्कारो लब्ध द्विविध भक्तिता साक्षात कृत्य हरिम तस्य दामनि नित्यम प्रमोदते. Persons who read this instruction with faith will want to understand the meaning of the expression of panchasamskara. In order to help them, we will first explain the conventional understanding of the term and then give the deeper significance. This is in Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Premier Ratnavali 8.5. We described the whole thing. This Smriti Shastra also in the Premier Ratnavali 8.6 also. Tapa, Pundra, Nama, Mantra and Yaga. These five items comprise Pancha Samskara. They are the cause of the intense devotion to Lord Hari. So that's why we follow this Pancha Samskara, especially at the time of initiation. Now, we also said we'll come to the 44 rest of the limbs essence we mentioned that before that anarthas in the 44 item, same 44 item, there's one more thing also mentioned, offenses. Few things are there to be avoided. I think in the second set there are offenses to be avoided mentioned. So in that we discussed about the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's four types of anarthas, obstacles to devotion. First category we mentioned Tattva Brahma, misconception of the absolute truth, which has four divisions. Swatattva Brahma, misconception of oneself, his own identity he doesn't know. Paratattva, he doesn't know about the Supreme Lord fully. That is Paratattva Brahma. Then Sadhya Sadhana Brahma, that means he doesn't know what is the process and how to attain it, what is the goal. He doesn't have full 100% understanding of that. Sadhya Sadhana Brahma. Then Virodhi Vishaya Brahma, misconception of which is antithetical, means Virodhi means opposite to these things. What is not good for bhakti, what is not goal, what is not the process, what is not the jiva, what he is not, what Supreme Lord is not. These things, Virodhi Vishaya Brahma. We have to be clear. What is it? What is it not? So those are the four first category of Tattva Vibram, misconception of the absolute truth. And the second category, Asat Trishna, desire for illusory, desire for enjoyment, Asat Trishna, which we discussed in that Bhakti, worldly pleasures. And the second one is Siddhi, mystic. So first one is Karmi, enjoyment. Second one is Mukti, so supernatural powers, Anima, Mahima, Lagima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishrita, Vasita, Kamya Vasita, all this. And then the third category is Mukti, liberation. Bhukti, Siddhi, Mukti. These are the second kind. Third category is Aprad, offenses. Nam Aprad, offenses against the holy name. And then Seva Aprad, offenses made during the service, deity worship. Vaishnava Aprad, so that is offense against Vaishnava. This is the most, out of all these, most dangerous is this, especially pure devotee, spiritual master. Dham Aprad, offense against the holy Dham. And then Jiva Aprad, offense against the other souls. This is there in the second 10 items. Jiva Aprad. Not some of the even ordinary living entity, not even a devotee. Even that also we have to be careful. And then we discussed about in the offenses category of holy name, there are 10, and I mentioned about the easy way to remember. First category is the Vaishnava, Deva, Guru, Shastra. Blaspheming Vaishnavas dedicate their life for glorifying Krishna, preaching the holy names of Krishna. Or second is the thinking Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva to equal to or independent. That is second one. Third one we discuss is the blaspheming spiritual master, Guru. And fourth one is Shastra, blaspheming Shastra. These first four are one category. The second category contains six items under the holy name. First one is the imagination, thinking Hare Krishna to imagination. Second one is giving some interpretation of the holy name, not based on the Shastra, but our own. That is also not good. That's offense. Third is thinking Hare Krishna as a ritualistic activity. Fourth one is committing sinful activity on the strength of the holy name. That is fourth. Fifth one is instructing a faithless person. That is the fifth one. For a pure devotee can do, but not for Madhyama Adhikari, not for Kanishta Adhikari. Then the sixth one is being inattentive, despite hearing so many times on this subject matter, still being inattentive while chanting. So that is in this way the six of them in the second category. In this way, 10 offenses one must remember, one must chant, one must read and remember before chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day morning. In this way, these aparad offenses must be avoided. And the fourth category mentioned under Ananda Nivurti by Bhakti Thakur, Hrodaya Daurbalya, weakness of the heart. One is Tucha Sekti, attachment to things unrelated to Krishna and his service. Could be watching TV and different kinds of useless endeavors. Tucha Sekti. Kutinati, duplicitous. Something we say outside, but inside we have something else. There is duplicitous. And then Matsarya, envy, coveting the good fortune of others, envious to others. And then Pratishta Asha, desire for name and fame, prestige, adoration. So these are this is the fourth category of another. This also we discussed. So one must try to avoid this in order to perfect our chanting, because in the third category, in the 44, there is a chanting of the holy name. There is a hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam almost 2 or 3 times. So especially the Sankirtan is there, chanting is there, offering prayers are there, especially the chanting of the holy name is the key. And then associating with devotees is there, serving Vaishnavas is there. So now that also we quoted from that also we can see that in the prayers of Vrtrasura in the 6, 11, 24, beautiful, very important prayer. One must know, one must remember. Canto 6, chapter 11, verse number 24. Aham hare tava padaika moolam dasanudaso bhavidasmi bhuya manas maretasu pater gunamste granita va karma karotu kaya. In one essence, first 20 items or first 10 are pravritti, accepting, second 20 are rejecting, avoiding, and the next 44 is under the category of how to use everything in the body, mind, words. Kaya, mana, vak. Vak means speech, words. Mana means mind, kaya means body. Utilizing all these three things, this contains these 44 items. That's what it is. So that's why in the Vrtrasura's prayers he's telling that, oh Lord, oh Supreme Personality, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servant who finds shelter only at your lotus feet? Oh Lord of my life, Asupate Gunamste, may I again become their servant, not directly, servant of their servant. So that my mind may always think of your transcendent attributes. My words may always glorify those attributes. My body always engage in the loving service of Lord Jesus. That's why mana, uh, Vak, karma, karotu. These three things, mind, body, words. And we give the verse also from 11th canto. To attain Sarupa Siddhi Bhakti, attain Krishna Prema, understanding our original Sarupa, whether we are a cohort boy or whether a Shantaras, Dasiras, whatever rasa we have originally, that will be revealed when you perform offering, starting with this 11 to 36. This is a very famous verse. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatma na वा अनुसृत स्वभावात् करोति यत् यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयेत् तत्. So utilizing kaya, vacha, manasa again and again, offering everything in the service of the Lord, using body, words, mind. In accordance with this particular nature of one has acquired conditional life, whatever one does with body, mind, words, senses, intelligence, or purified consciousness, one should offer to Supreme, thinking this is for the pleasure of Lord Narayan. Hmm. In another way, there is another verse also, Canto 10, chapter 22, verse number 35. I mentioned in before classes. Etavat janma safalyam dehinam iha deshu pranayan arthe diyavacha sreya acharanam sada. It is the duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. Sreya means ultimate perfection, not Preya. Preya means temporary benefit, but permanent benefit means giving Krishna consciousness to others, accepting oneself in Krishna conscious activities and then giving Krishna consciousness to others. And now, out of the 64, we discussed the important point is the five are very important. Five angas, five limbs. What are those? First one is sadhu sangha, association of devotees. Especially advanced devotees, even more important. Nama kirtan, chanting the holy name, and sankirtan, both are important. Even Bratanga, distributing books, it is also coming under the same thing. And then Bhagavad Shravan, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Mathura Vas, staying or making the home, practice Krishna consciousness, making the home as Mathura, Vrindavan consciousness, carrying Vrindavan consciousness in our hearts. And Sri Murtira, Shraddhaya, 7, worship of the deity. These five are the out of 64 five are prominent. Then we discussed also that you may ask a question. Then you mentioned in the first 20, the first three are important. Adho Guru Ashram, Guru Padashraya, or then Krishna Dikshadi Sikshanam, and then Vishrambhaya Sevanam. These three things. Then how is it that these five are again you are telling no, these five doesn't have those three things included? Then how is that? How will you corroborate it? And then we explained that, like Bhagavad Shravan. Bhagavad Shravan, whom we have to hear from? It is clearly we discussed that you have to hear from the spiritual master, Sri Prabhupada. And then those who are following them very closely, deeply. So for their pleasure, then we have to hear from them. So that already includes, Bhagavad Shravan already includes that point. And then also, Mathura Vas, for that also we said, anybody wants to stay in Mathura, Vrindavan, or any holy place, they must follow sadhu. They must follow the spiritual master's guidance. That also we quoted from the Nectar of Upadeshamrita, chapter verse number 8. Tannam Ropa Charitadi Sukirtan Anusmrutyo Tishtan Vaje Tad Anuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayet iti Upadesaram. One must follow the those who are close associates of Radha and Krishna, close associates of previous acharyas. So by following them, then actually we can be in the that holy place, in the holy dham, and practice it. Otherwise, it's not. We are not supposed to stay without proper guidance under the particular devotee shelter. That's why even Mathura Vas is also same thing. Without that, that the spiritual master is already coming under this within these five walls. And Sri Murti Shraddhaya Sevan. Unless you are initiated as per the second, you can worship the deity. So Sri Murti Shraddhaya Sevan, how to worship, what to do, how to do. So that means you need initiation. So in this way, out of these five, even to chant the holy name, actually Bhakti, seed of Bhakti. Otherwise, we may chant, but without initiation, without receiving seed of Bhakti, it doesn't actually, you cannot come to the even Nama Prad, to Nama Vas, we can't come. So that's even Nama Sankirtan also has that. Sadhu Sangha. Again, there also, all five relate to the pure devotee, especially associating with pure devotee, spiritual master, sadhu, pure devotee is very important. So in all these five things, spiritual master is already included in it. So that's why these five things are very important. This is in chapter 22, Madhya Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sanatana Shiksha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing, 128 verse. These five limbs are mentioned. And then after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructing. Sakala sadhana sreshta yei panchanga, Krishna prema janmaya yei panchera alpa sangha. These five limbs of devotion service are the best of all. Even a slight performance of these five awakens love for Krishna. It has a potency. So that's why one must practice in this way. And these wonderful limbs of 64 items, especially the prayers also very important. That also we discussed multiple times. Offering prayers, offering notable prayers, offering special prayers, and offering special services on the special days like Janmashtami, Ramnavami, Gaur Purnima, Nityananda त्रयोदशी, Gita Jayanti. All these things are there because so that we follow. So at least out of these 64, if we follow these five and other things, then we can actually attain Krishna Prema very quickly. To the extent we follow under the guidance of pure devotee and the advanced devotees, Snigdas, then we can attain. So thank you very much, Hare Krishna. गंधराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जय, गंधराज भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु की जय. Mr. Prabhu is there. You are there. You can wrap it up, I think, because they already.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dhanavad always Prabhupada.
Question. Yeah, go ahead.
Prabhuji, I have two general questions.
Yeah.
One question, Prabhuji, I know you said for Aarti we have to always stand and do the Aarti. Prabhuji, I just want to ask, in Nursing Aarti, Prabhuji, why we sit and do Nursing Aarti, Prabhuji?
Nothing Aarti again. The Aarti we do here is different, right? In general, we don't have a deity, first of all, here. We have a picture. And we are only offering those things. In the Mayapur, where you have nursing deity, you are doing the full Aarti, then obviously, generally, we stand up and do. So
Okay.
that's generally done as far as I know. But otherwise, I haven't seen any reference clearly telling that for nursing Aarti, you sit and stand. Because here, Aarti is done. We are only offering a flower and then that the incense one in general.
Okay. So, so if you go to Mayapur, basically, we have to stand and do the Aarti.
That's how it is done in Mayapur. You are on the nursing deity, everybody is standing. So all deities there, including nursing deity, everybody is standing up and doing it. Yeah. Here, not Aarti here. All the Aarti is over, then generally we do like Mangal Aarti. If you look at in our temple also, most of the temples, we finish the Aarti, then we chant Narsinga prayer. That time we only offer the flower and then that incense thing. Even in the evening, also Sandhya Aarti also same thing. After Narsinga prayer is after. Even at the Sunday feast program, same thing. Our main Aarti is over, then we sing. There is more we are singing, we are praying because imagine when Prabhupada has given, I think when he was sick, 1968, first time he got sick. I think 68. And then that time he told disciples to chant because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this in Jagannath Puri in that particular mantra. Namaste Narasimhaya. And Tavakara Kamala is also there in another place. But one mantra was there that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has given. So that Prabhupada has given to chant for his betterment. And later on, then it was widely being given later on to remove the obstacles. So those are the considerations. But our main worship is all other deities are there, except in Mayapur and few places directly main deity is there. But otherwise, we just offer flower and we chant. We seek, prayers, Lord Narasimha to remove obstacles, and along with Prahlad Maharaj, we don't worship separately because through Prahlad Maharaj it becomes very peaceful, very easy to get Lord Narasimha. So that's why through Prahlad Maharaj we offer. So prayers to Narasimha.
Got it. Prabhuji, my second question is, Prabhuji, regarding this Prema Dhvani prayers, right?
Yes.
In Prema Dhvani prayers, Prabhuji, if I read, right, I just took the picture from the book. It says Jaya Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivraja Astotra.
What's your question?
So, Prabhuji, so we have to recite all this and then say Srimad Abhay Charnar Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah, correct.
Right. So, Prabhuji, all this what I read completely we have, because Prabhuji, when in the temple I don't see people, reciting this long, right? Jaya Nitya Leela. Maybe I did not pay attention. I don't know.
Two things. The general thing and there's the two things. Obviously, from all the way from especially from Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, all of them are Nitya Leela Pravishta. Even for Prabhupada also you can use, but in general they use like that because they are but their names are being given clearly. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's name, Bhakti Vinod Thakur's name in the spiritual world, what their names are. And they are eternal, their pastimes are going on Nitya Leela Pravishta. That's why Nitya Leela is going on. And Prabhupada is also Nitya Leela. We asked, during Prabhupada time that was not there, but after that, for Prabhupada also that can be used. There is no problem. But in general, we chant Jai Om, Jaya. There is a Dwani, you have to say, you have to know. Jaya Dwani, Prema Dwani, Hari Dwani, Ullu Dwani. One more is there. Ullu Dwani means woman make sound. Jay Dwani is Jai Jai, then Hari Dwani means Hari Hari Bol or Hari Hari, we may say. This is Prema Dwani we chant, and then what is these are various, but at the end of the Kirtan, this is Prema Dwani. Jaya Om Vishnu Pada, because all the Vedic mantras have Om in the front. Vishnu Pada, because he is taking shelter of the Lord Vishnu. Paramahamsa, Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya. 4 stages in sannyas. Last stage Parivrajacharya. Paramahamsa can travel. Kudichika, Bahudaka, Paramahamsa, Parivrajacharya. 4th stage. You may not even carry danda also after some time. For the beginners,
So-
they carry for at least 30-40 years. In general, they carry, but they could be, because if they are at Parivrajika last stage, means they are already at the highest, they are elevated, they are gone to much more deeper and deeper. So for them, many of the rules and regulations, they may follow for the actional consideration, but may not follow every aspect of it. So Devom Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajika Ashtottara Shata Sri Srimad. Sri
Correct.
Srimad is generally used for the spiritual, especially Ashtottara is used only one who is in the situated Visuddha Sattva, pure goodness. If you look at the verse 4.3.23, I think, Lord Shiva is offering prayer there, it is mentioned. Sattvam Visuddham Vasudeva said this. It gives in the purport. Who is supposed to use this Ashtottara Shatanam? Not anybody. These days, everybody is using for their Guru. These supposed to be used only for the pure devotees. Uttamadhikari. For them only we are supposed to use. Ashtottara. 1008.
So-
That is one who is in pure goodness. Their proper purport clearly calling out. In this way, Devam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shata Sri Srimad is engaged Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. So like
yeah. So Prabhuji, these Prema Dhani prayers are recited after Mangala Arati or Gaura Arati, right? That's what it is recited, right? So Prabhuji, if I have to say this Arati, like if you in the house, if I have to recite Prabhuji, these prayers, what time I should be reciting?
at the same time, after Mangala Arati, after Sringara Arati also is done. Some depending on practicality, sometimes it is short. Just you chant Prabhupada. Always when you chant the Guru, you always preceded by Prabhupada. You always when you chant Prabhupada, you always preceded by Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Two generations we always generally use, and then you conclude it. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, and then all glories to devotee. You may shorten it, but at least we should be chanting glories to Prabhupada and Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, and then we can conclude, make it short. But in general, we do it at temple especially, or at the end of, after Jayarada Madhav, after class. But Mangala Arati, Sandhya Bhog, even after the Sangha Arati also it is done. Pretty much, even every Arati at the end it is done. So, but practical reason they may not do if there are other things going on. But at least morning and evening for sure. At least 1, 2 times, 3 times it is done in temple generally.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, already 8:27. Unless anybody else has any pressing question. If not, we can stop here and conclude. As tomorrow we have an important day. We should wake up early and chant the holy name of the Lord. Quality round tomorrow evening we have program of Gita Jayanti Yajna. So please come by 6 o'clock. Try to wrap up your work early and try to come in time and help and assist in whatever way you can. Otherwise, at least come in time so that we can chant. Or you hear. If you cannot chant, it's okay, because not everybody can chant the Sanskrit verses. So you can just hear, be there attentively and hear. If you're not comfortable, you can sit on the sofa and hear, no problem. Whatever it takes. Okay. Simedha Prabhu, you're there? They are on mute. Can conclude. Okay, I'm be busy. So let's chant Mancha Kalpatarubhyasya. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.